Hello, book lovers and English learners. Welcome to Ludy's Book Club podcast, your weekly dose of reading in English. I'm Lydie Bureau. I'm an English teacher in France and also the founder of Ludy's Book Club, a book club for learners of English and non-native English speakers who want to maintain their good level in English or their fluency in English. In this book club, I host live readings and discussion workshops on adaptations of classics of literature and contemporary novels in their original text. I also tend to prioritize books that are written by women. Each month or every 2 months, we read and explore a different book for all levels of English. In March and April 2025, with the members of the book club, we've decided to read this book. It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover and published in 2022. For this book, you need a strong B2 or upper intermediate level or a C1 advanced level in English, and you'll be fine because we are reading this book in its original text. We've decided to read this book because our last read was It Ends With Us, and this book is the sequel book. This is the follow-up story, the second book. So this one is number 1 and that's number 2. So it just made sense to us to read this book. Because to write after so it just made sense. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. So it just made sense for us to read the sequel book just after having read this one. It ends with us in January and February. So if you don't know anything about these books or Colleen Hoover, then I invite you to watch or to listen to the podcast episode 30, which is available on this YouTube channel to watch or to listen on Spotify. And today it is session 13, and we're going to read chapters 26 and 27. If you would like to attend this live reading with me live on Zoom, you just need to subscribe to the newsletter to get the free link. I highly recommend you to join us live because it will be the best way for you to improve your reading and comprehension skills in English. And you get the chance to ask me any questions that you might have about the book club, or just comment on the book, on the chapters that we have just read. Also, on Saturday, the 26th of April, I will host the second live discussion workshop based on, around this book. We will discuss chapters 15 to 25. So today we will read the last chapter that we will discuss on the live workshop discussion live discussion workshop, on the 26th of April. So only the members of the book club have access to this discussion. It is a private discussion on Zoom that I don't post on YouTube, so it's really for the members. And if you want to join us, you just need to become a member of the book club and sign up. You can follow the link in the description or just go to leadersbookclub.com. And if you're really committed to improve your speaking skills and have also opportunities to speak in English and improve your speaking skills, this is definitely the book club to join, or I mean the workshop sessions to join. It will definitely enhance your fluency and also get you more motivated to read more and also to not give up as well and gain more confidence in reading in English. Finally, it is also a fantastic way to meet the members of the book club. And finally, if you're not quite sure about joining the book club yet, no worries. I have something for you. You can still purchase any live workshop series that we've done in the past. So you go to the workshop store of the book club, and you can find the link in the description as well. This is just the workshop store, and there you will see the whole list of all the workshops that we've done before, and you don't need to become a member for that. You just select the workshop that you want, and then on checkout you'll be asked to create your own login. And this way you have private access to the videos to watch at your own pace and read the book also at your own pace. So it's really something that you do on your own, but it will also give you the chance to see what it's like to be part of the book club, and also you can see more or less the level of the discussion and the kind of discussion that we had around the book. So it just gives you an idea of what it's like to be fully part of the book club and be a real member, a full member of the book club. So that being said, before I start the reading of chapter 26, I'm going to recap. I like to do a quick recap of the chapters that we've read in the previous session. So in chapter 24, that we read on Wednesday, last Wednesday, was it? Yeah. So on Wednesday, we read chapter 24 and 5. And in chapter 24, Lily is telling us that Ryle has knocked at her door. Remember, she spent the night with Atlas, and Atlas had to go because she's alone in her flat. And Ryle knocks at Lily's door, is in a really alarmed way. He barged into his flat, into her flat, because she hasn't responded to his phone call. So he got really worried, and when she opens the door, she said, "No, everything is fine. I was just asleep." And he replies to her that, well, usually you're not asleep at that time. You always pick up at that time. So you can see that he knows Lily's schedule almost, by heart. So it's a little bit creepy, if I might say, if I may say. And she reassures him instantly that everything is fine, that Emmy is at her mother's. But Ryle pays it as, if you know the characters, if you remember the character, Ryle is always very observant, and especially towards Lily's life and everything about Lily. And he looks at the apartment, and he sees another glass of wine and some clothes around the living room. So Lily's clothes scattered around them, not scattered, spread around the living room. And he immediately connects the dots and understands that she wasn't alone the night before. And he gets really upset. And he also figures that she was with Atlas straight away. He tells her, "Oh, were you with him? Is it him?" And without even telling his name, well, Lily knows that. Sorry, I'm moving the camera. So Lily knows instantly that he's speaking about Atlas. So, well, she can't hide, she can't lie. So she says to him that, well, she doesn't deny and tells him that she can do whatever she wants. This is none of her business. But he pushes her, and she said that, and he presumed that she had an affair even when they were still married. He's just making up his own this whole story in his head, and she has to justify herself that she was never unfaithful with you to him when they were together, and that Atlas is not the reason why she left him. But and actually, that makes him furious because she tells him the real truth, that she left him she left him because he didn't treat her respectfully, and he was hurting her. And at this point he's just so red, I guess. He got really upset and closed the door. No, was it? No, yeah. So that was before, yeah. Anyway, so he got upset. He gets even more upset. He sees red, and he put his hand on her throat and pins her on the door, against the door, and she just closes her eyes, and because she expects him to hit her, but he holds up he stops himself and doesn't he breathes heavily against her, and he retain himself, we could say, or he holds back his anger and his fist, I would say, and he pushed not push, but punch the door, and not just right next to her face. So he hit the door and not her, but she got really scared that he would hit her or punch her. So he pushed back, he stepped back, and when he was far enough, she managed to close the door and to move away from him, and then she locked the door, and instantly she called her mother to bring Emmy to her and to meet in the park, because she didn't want Ryan to take Emmy, to go to his mother to take Emmy. And she doesn't even have the time to process what just happened, or even cry about this, because she's so focused on looking after her daughter that she just well, not looking after, but to protect. Yeah, she's only focused on protecting her daughter. So, oops, sorry. So she just want to her to be safe and away from him. So her mother meets her at the park, and um, she tells him that she got a little bit scared, but she's not hurt. She's trying to reassure her mother, although her mother knows that Ryle did something to her, but she doesn't go into detail, and she just says that she's fine. And chapter 25, it's Atlas, who is narrating here. And he is at his house chatting with Josh. And they're talking about Josh's dad. And sadly, does Atlas has to lie to Josh because he's asking him about Josh is asking Atlas about his father and whether he had any news from him. She's whether if he's looking for him, but Atlas tells him that well, he didn't get the time to call him or try to reach out to him, but it's a lie. In fact, he had tried to reach out, but Tim, Josh's dad, doesn't respond to him or didn't call him back. So he doesn't seem to be worried about his son. And Atlas doesn't want Josh to be disappointed by his dad. So he lies to him and just says, well, I forgot, didn't get the time to call your dad. And after that, he receives a call from Lily, and she is in her car with Emmy, and she's perhaps still at the park, and after her mom left, and she calls him asking whether she could come to his place right now. And of course, Atlas says, yeah, of course you can come. So Lily arrives with her daughter, um, in contradiction to what she didn't want to do. So having Emmy around Atlas so soon in their relationship at this stage, so soon to that to yeah, in order to protect her daughter. But with the circumstances with Ryle, she didn't want to come back to her flat in case Ryle would come back. And she just wanted to feel safe again. Um, and also now that Ryan knows about Atlas, about both of them, she felt that she needed to tell him as well. I guess. Mhm. So she stays a couple hours at Atlas's, and they chat about what solutions Lily has in her power to maybe changed the custody arrangement so that she would have full custody. Um, but it seems like she can't do anything because they agreed on this custody arrangement, and it doesn't seem to be able to, well, she feels in a way powerless because um, now they she doesn't have much against Ryle because um, just saying that he was violent towards her will not be enough, and the fact that she didn't report him in the past doesn't really help. She didn't press charges against him when he hurt her, and he is always supported her financially for Emmy. He is always been there when she needed, or he always had his daughter. He always looked after his daughter when he was available. And yeah, so basically, she doesn't have much against him, really, except this event that just happened to her. But he didn't really hit her, but he was threatening, but not even threatening, but he got really angry. He got a little bit physical, but he didn't hit her really this time. So she can't do much except just hope that he's going to just hope that yeah, he's just going to stop stalking her in a way. Anyway, let's start with chapter 26 now. So it's Lily as a narrator, yeah. And it starts with a text from Ryan because it's written in bold and with a different police. You disappoint me, Lily. I'm staring at my phone in shock. Is that a joke? You treat me like a monster. I'm her goddamn father. It's 5 in the morning. I woke up to use the bathroom, and naturally, I glanced at my phone before attempting to get the last hour of sleep before my alarm goes off. All the texts are from Rye. I haven't heard from him since he showed up at my house on Sunday. It's been 4 days, and he never even bothered to reach out and apologize for losing his temper on me. He was silent for 4 days. And then this? Yeah, that's creepy. I was happier before I met you. I read through the barrage of text messages, knowing full well he was drunk when he sent them last night. The first one was sent at midnight, and the last one from 2 in the morning reads, Have fun fucking the homeless guy. Oh my God. I dropped my phone. Those are actually evidence, could be evidence for her, but let's see if she's going to keep the text message or whatever. I dropped my phone onto my bed and my hands trembling. I can't believe he sent. I can't believe he sent this. I was hoping the 4 days of silence was a stretch of remorse on his part, but it's obvious he's been stewing in his anger. This is so much worse than I thought. I try to go back to sleep, but I can't. I get up and make myself a cup of coffee, but my stomach is too upset to drink it. I spent the next half hour standing in my kitchen, staring at nothing, replaying those texts over and over in my mind. When Emerson finally wakes up, I'm relieved. I'm more than welcoming to the dis- I am more than welcoming the distraction of our chaotic morning routine. By the time I drop her off with my mother and make it to work, it's 8 o'clock sharp. I'm the first one at the flower shop, so I distract myself with as much as I can and with as much as I can until Serena and Lucy show up. Lucy can tell something is wrong with me. She even asks me if I'm okay at one point, but I reassure her that I'm fine. I pretend I am fine, but I'm watching the front door every chance I get, expecting Ryan to angrily burst through it. I wait for another mean text from him. I wait for the phone to ring. Hours go by and there is nothing, not even an apology. I don't tell Atlas. I don't tell Elisa. I don't say anything to anyone throughout the day about what he's done. It's embarrassing. It's insulting to Atlas. It's insulting to me. I have no idea what to do about it, but I know that this isn't something I'm willing to tolerate. I refuse to go the next 17 years of my daughter's life being abused in any way, even through text messages. Serena has gone for the day, and it's just Lucy and me when the inevitable finally happens. It's after 5, and we're just getting ready to close up shop so I can pick up Emerson from my mother's. When Ryle walks through the front door, my anxiety shoots through me like an explosion of lava. Lucy has never been Ryle's biggest fan, so she groans under her breath when she sees him, says, I'll be in the back if you need me. Lucy, wait, I whisper. I look down at my phone like I'm busy with something so Ryan can't see my lips moving. Stay. I glance at her so she can see the concern in my eyes. She just nods and finds something to make herself look busy. My heart is hammering against my chest. When Ryle approaches, I don't even try to hide behind a fake expression when I look him in the eye. He holds my stare for a few seconds and then side eyes Lucy. He nudges his head toward my office. Can we talk? I was just leaving. My words come out quick and firm. I have to pick up our daughter. I can see Rye's left hand grip the edge of the counter. He squeezes it, and the muscles in his arm flex. Please, it won't take long. I look at Lucy. Wait for me to lock up? She gives me a reassuring nod, so I turn on my heels and walk to my office. I can hear him right behind me. I fold my arms over my chest and suck in a breath before I can face him. I'm so sick of his remorse. I want to wipe that stupid frown off his face. I'm so angry. I'm sorry. Oh, an apology. He runs a hand through his hair and winces, coming closer. I had too much to drink at an event last night and I say nothing. I don't even remember sending those texts, Lily. I still say nothing. He begins to fidget, growing uncomfortable in my silent anger. He slides his hands into his pockets and stares at his feet. Did you tell Elisa? I don't answer that question. If anything, it infuriates me even more. He's worried that what his sister will think of him more than what kind of damage he's doing to me. No, but I told her. No, but I told a lawyer. I'm lying, but it'll be the truth as soon as he leaves this building. From this point forward, I'm documenting everything he does to me. Atlas is right. Ryan looks perfect on paper, and if he's going to continue with abusive tactics, I need to protect myself and Emerson. Ryan's eyes slowly journey to mine. You what? I send them to my lawyer. Why would you do that? Seriously? You pinned me against the door on Sunday and then you send me threatening texts in the middle of the night? I have done nothing to deserve this, right? He pulls his hands from his pockets and squeezes the back of his neck as he spins to face the other direction. He stretches his back while he sucks in a breath. He seems to be holding that breath in while he that breath in while he silently counts in an attempt to subdue the anger building in him. We both know how those techniques have worked in the past. When he turns around, the remorse is gone. You don't see the pattern here. Are you really that blind? Oh, I definitely see a pattern, but I think we're looking at different ones. At different ones. Okay. We've been fine for a year, Lily. We didn't have a single issue until he showed up back up. Oh, yeah, the pattern is Atlas. Until he showed, he showed back up. Now we're fighting all the time and you're getting lawyers involved. It looks like he wants to punch the air. Stop blaming your behavior on other people, Ryle. Stop ignoring the common fucking denominator for all of our problems, Lily. Lucy appears in the doorway of my office. She looks from me to Ryle and then back to me. Are you okay? Ryle lets out an exasperated laugh. She's fine, he says, irritated. Ryle walks toward the door and Lucy has to press herself against the doorframe to avoid being bumped into. The fucking lawyer. I hear him mutter. Let me take let me take one guess as to whose ID that was. Riley is walking toward the door like he's on a mission. Lucy and I both exit my office, most likely for the same reason, to lock him out once he exits the shop. When Riley reaches the front door of the building, he spins around and stabs me with a sharp glare. I'm a neurosurgeon. You work with. Oh my God. I'm a neurosurgeon. You work with flowers, Lily. Remember that before your lawyer does anything stupid to threaten my career. I pay for that fucking apartment you live in. His threat is punctuated by his hands slamming open the door. Lucy is the one to lock it after he finally leaves because I'm frozen from the impact of that last insult. She walks back to me and pulls me in for a sympathetic hug. I realize in this moment that the hardest part about ending an abusive relationship is that you aren't necessarily putting an end to the bad moments. The bad moments still rear their ugly heads every now and then. When you end an abusive relationship, it's the good moments you put an end to. In our marriage, the few terrifying incidents were by so many good ones. But now that our marriage is over, the blanket has lifted, and all I'm left with are the worst pieces of him. Where our marriage was once full of heart and flesh that cushioned the skeleton, all that's left is the skeleton now. Sharp, bony edges that slice right through me. You okay? Lucy asks, smoothing her hands down my hair. I nod. Yeah, but did it seem like he left here with a purpose? Like he was going somewhere else? Lucy's eyes scanned the door again. Yeah, he peeled out. Yeah, he peeled out of the parking lot pretty fast. Sorry. He peeled out of the parking lot pretty fast. Maybe you should warn Atlas. I immediately grab my phone and call him. Oh my God. There's going to be a fight. I don't know. Chapter 27. Atlas. It's only been half an hour since I checked my phone, so I'm alarmed when I see several missed calls and three texts from Lily. Please call me. I'm okay, but Riley's angry. Did he show up here? Did he show up there? Atlas, please call me. Shit. Darren, can you take over? Darren moves to finish plaiting for me and plating for me, plating. And plating, I guess, is preparing the plate, putting the food in the plate, presentation in the plate, I guess. I guess that's it. I'm preparing to head out. Jane moves to finish plating for me, and I immediately walk to my office and call her. Her phone goes straight to voicemail. I try her again. Nothing. I'm preparing to head out back to my car when my phone finally rings. I answer immediately with, "Are you okay?" "I'm fine. I'm fine," she says. I stop rushing toward the door and lean my shoulder into a wall. I release a breath, my heart rate plummeting back to normal. It sounds like she's driving. "I'm going to pick up Emmy. I just wanted to warn you that he's angry. I was worried he might show up there." "Thanks for the warning. You sure you're okay?" "Yes, call me when you get home. I don't care how late it is." Right. Burst through the kitchen doors in the middle of her sentence. He makes enough of a ruckus that everyone notices and pauses what they're doing. Derek, my head waiter, is right behind Ryle. "I said I would get him," Derek is saying to Ryle. Derek looks at me and throws up his hands to let me know he tried to prevent the intrusion. "I'll call you on my way home," I say. I failed to mention Rye just showed up. I don't want her to be concerned. I end the call right as Ryle's eyes land on me. I don't think he's here to congratulate me. "Who's that?" Darren asks. "My biggest fan." I nudge my head toward the back door, so Ryle starts walking in that direction. The kitchen begins to buzz again, everyone ignoring Ryle's intrusion. Everyone but Darren. "You need me to do something?" I shake my head. "I'll be fine." Ryle pushes open the back door so hard it slams against the outside wall. What a piece of work. I head in that direction. But as soon as I open the back door and walk onto the back steps, Ryle comes at me from the left. He knocks me off the steps, and then when I try to stand up, he punches me. It's a good punch, too. I'll give him that. Fuck. I wipe my mouth and stand up, thankful he's at least giving me room to do that. It's not really a fair advantage when one person is on the ground when the punching begins. But Ryle doesn't seem like the type of playfair. He's about to hit me again, but I back up and he ends up tripping. He pushes off the ground, and when he's back on his feet, he stares at me fuming. He doesn't seem to be in attack mode in the moment. "You done?" I ask him. He doesn't respond, but I don't think he'll lunge for me again. Rye straightens his shirt and smirks. "I liked it better when you fought back last time." I struggle not to roll my eyes. I've no desire to fight you. He pops his neck and starts to pace. He has so much anger in him. I can't imagine what this must be like for Lily when she has to witness it. He's breathing heavily, his hands on his hips, his eyes piercing me like knives. I don't just see anger in his expression. Of I see a hell of a lot of pain. I sometimes try to put myself in Rice's shoes, but as much as I struggle to stand in them, they don't fit. They never will, because there isn't a single human in history with a misfortunate past misfortunate enough to excuse beating the person you're supposed to protect. Just say whatever it is you came here to say. Rai wipes blood away from his knuckles with his shirt and notice his hand is swollen. It looks like he was punching things before he showed up and hit me. I'm glad I know Lily's okay. I wouldn't be walking away in the same condition he showed up in. You think I don't know the lawyer was your ID? He says. I try to hide my surprise, but I have no idea what he is talking about. Did she speak to a lawyer about her situation? It makes me want to smile, but I'm sure a smile would antagonize Ryle, and I do enough of that simply by existing. My lack of response is getting under his skin. Ryle's face twists in anger. You might have her fooled, you might have her fooled right now, but you'll have your first fight with her, and your second. She'll see that marriage isn't fucking rainbows all the goddamn time. I could have a million arguments with her, but I can promise you they'll never end with her in the hospital. Ryan laughs. He's trying to spin this to look like I'm the ridiculous one. I'm not the one who barged into his place of work because I couldn't control my emotions. You have no idea what Lily and I have been through, he says. You have no idea what I've been through. It's like he showed up wanting a fight, but I'm not giving him that. So he is using it as a venting session. Maybe I should give him Theo's number. I'm seriously at loss here. I don't want to come back to this moment tomorrow and see it as a lost opportunity. My only goal is to make Lily's life with this man more peaceful. The last thing I want to do is make things more difficult between us all. But until he gets it, but until he gets it he gets it through his head that he's the only one in control of his reactions. I'm just as confused as Lily as to how to deal with him. You're right, Ryle. I nod slowly. You're right. I have no idea what you've been through. I take a seat on the stairs to let him know he has no reason to feel threatened by me. And if he tries to attack me again when I'm sitting, I'm not going to respond to him with as much I'm not going to respond to him with as much composure this time. I clasp I clasp my hands together and do my very best to speak in a way that might get through to him. Whatever happened in your past helped whatever help sorry, whatever happened in your past helped make you a great neurosurgeon, and the world needs that side of you. But your past also, for whatever reason, made you a shitty husband. The world doesn't need that side of you. Just because we get the opportunity to be something, that isn't a guarantee that we'll be good at it. Rai rolls his eyes. That's dramatic. I watched them stitch. Rolled his eyes. That's dramatic. I watched them stitch her up, Ryle. Wake the fuck up, man. You were a horrible husband. He stares at me for a beat, then says, what has you convinced you'll be any better? Treating Lily the way she deserves to be treated is the easiest part of my life. I think you should be relieved she is with someone like me. He laughs. Relieved? I should be relieved. He takes several steps toward me, his anger ascending again. You're the reason we aren't together. It takes everything in me to remain on these steps, and every ounce of patience I have not to return, and every ounce of patience I have not to return these shouts with my own. You're the reason you aren't together. It was your anger and your fists that got you here. I was barely an acquaintance in Lily's life when she was with you. So do the mature thing and stop blaming me and Lily and everyone else for your actions. I stand up, but not to hit him. I just need to make room in my chest to excel, because if I don't, I'm not sure how much longer I can do this without raising my voice to his level. It's hard looking at him and remaining composed, knowing what he's done to Lily. Damn it! I mute her. This is ridiculous. Riley and I are both quiet for a moment. Maybe we can tell I'm at my limit because I'm not keeping my frustration as under control anymore. I spin and face him, looking at him pleadingly. This is our life now. Yours, mine, Lily's, your daughter's. We have to deal with this forever. Holidays, birthdays, graduations, Emerson's wedding, all these things are going to be difficult for you. But you're the only one who can make sure they aren't difficult for the rest of us, too. Because none of us owes you our happiness, especially Lily. Ryle shakes his head. He paces like he's trying to erase the asphalt and uncover earth. You expect me to what? To cheer you two on? To wish you well? To encourage you to be a good father to my fucking daughter? He laughs at the absurdity he finds in the idea of that. But I keep a very straight face. Yes, exactly that. I think my response throws him off. He pauses and threads his hands at the nape of his neck. At the nappy of his neck. I take a step closer to him, but not in a threatening way. I don't want to yell. I want Ryan to hear the absolute sincerity in my voice. As happy as I know I can make Lily, she'll never be fully happy until she has your acceptance and cooperation. And you're making it difficult, even though you know she deserves a good life. They both do. If you want your daughter to grow up with the best version of Lily, then please work with her. This is possible for all of us. Ryle rolls his neck. What are we? Some kind of team now? I hate that he's trying to make any of this sound beyond the realm of possibility. A team is the only thing people should be when kids are involved. That hits him. I can see it in the way he flinches and then subtly swallows. He turns around and faces away from me, taking a few steps while he contemplates everything I've said. When he turns back around and looks at me, there's a little less vitriol there. When things don't work out between the two of you and Lily needs somewhere to run, I'm not picking up the pieces this time. With that, Ryan walks away. He doesn't go through the restaurant this time. He heads down the alley. He heads down the alley toward the street. I can do nothing but stare at him with pity as he walks away. He truly doesn't know Lily at all. At all. Lily doesn't run to people. She doesn't run after me. She didn't run after me when I left Maine. She didn't run to me when she left Ryle. She focused on being a mother. Yet, that's what he expects her to do if things don't work out between us. Run to him like he's her home base. Lily's home base is Emerson. And if he still can't see that, he's clueless. If Lily had stayed with him, he would have spent the rest of their lives inventing issues in order to justify his excessive anger, because I was never an issue in their marriage, and I never would have been. I thought I pitied him before, but he is fighting for a woman he barely even knows. Quite like this realization from Atlas, which means he's just fighting for the sake of fighting. He's got a very similar personality to my mother, and sometimes there is no fixing that. You just have to learn to live your life around it. Maybe that's what Lily and I are going to have to do. Learn to live our lives the best we can while occasionally having to deal with the ridiculous wrath of Ryan. That's fine. I'd go through this shit every day if it means I'm the one who gets to fall asleep next to her every night. I walk up the steps and return to the hustle of the kitchen. And I get right back to work like he was never even here. I don't know if my response tonight made the situation better, but I definitely don't think I made it worse. Darren hands me a wet rag. You're bleeding. He points to the left side of my mouth, so I hold the rag there. Was that her ex? Yeah. Everything okay now? I shrug. I don't know. You might get mad and come back. Hell, this could go on for years. I look at Darren and smile. But she's worth it. 3 hours later, I'm knocking softly on Lily's apartment door. I texted her to let her know I was coming. I thought she might need another drive-by hug. When she opens her door, it's clear that that's exactly what she needs, and what I need. As soon as we're inside her living room, she slips her arms around my waist, and I fold myself around her. We remain embraced for a couple of minutes. When she lifts her face, her eyebrows draw apart when she sees the small cut on my lip. He's such an immature asshole. Did you put ice on it? I'll be fine. It didn't even swell. Lily lifts up onto her toes and kisses my cut. Tell me what happened. We sit on the couch, and I try to recall everything that was said. But I'm sure I leave a few things out. When I'm finished speaking, she's leaning against the back of the couch with a leg draped over mine, concentrating. She's threading her fingers in and out of my hair. She's quiet for a long time. Then she just looks at me with a sweetness that melts over me. I'm convinced you're the only man on the planet who could get punched and then offer the aggressor advice. Before I can respond, she's sliding onto my lap, bringing her face close to mine. Don't worry. I find it so much more appealing than if you would have fought him back. I slide my hands up her back, surprised she's in such a good mood. I don't know why I thought this conversation would be a weight on her. But I guess this is the best possible outcome. Ryan knows we are a thing. I had a chance to say my piece, and we all came out of it relatively unarmed. I can't stay long, but I can probably stretch this hug out for another 15 minutes before Josh notices I'm late. She raises an eyebrow. When you say hug, do you mean I mean get naked? We're down for 4 to 14 minutes. I push her onto her back and kiss her, and we don't stop for 14 minutes. Then 17, then 20. It's 30 minutes later before I finally walk out of her apartment. And that's the end of chapter 27. So those chapters were rather short, I would say, compared to others. But anyway, uh, um, it was again considered Atlas very thoughtful and mature. Yeah, it's an interesting side here, new side to from Atlas that we witnessed because, and also from Ryle, um, it feels like Ryle is completely out of control and he's destabilized in a way, um, because I guess he expects that Atlas is going to punch him back or they're going to fight, like very like masculinity and um, to show masculinity and that they're men and prove something. But in the end, Atlas doesn't respond to him, and actually that's um, disheartening. Disheartening, or yeah, it destabilized, I guess, Ryle. And we see here how much um, how mature Atlas is compared to Ryle and how much he worked on himself compared to Ryle, who is just spinning in his head, just just not and in his own head, basically. He's in Ryle is completely in his own mind and blaming everyone else for his miserable life or his for blaming everything that's going wrong in his life and his sadness, is it and his unhappiness in his life, um and he's victimizing himself all the time, blaming everyone for his divorce and the fact that he doesn't have the perfect life that he would have imagined with Lily. But the most striking fact is when actually Atlas realizes that he doesn't know her. He's fighting for someone that he barely knows. And he's not conscious of that. And that is such an interesting perspective here because you don't necessarily think mm, about that. Do you really know someone when um although they have That's crazy when you meet someone and they after a year they even made a baby and uh and you barely know the person. But he's not, but Riley is definitely not conscious of that because he he persists in thinking that she will come back to him. He's when he's threatening him about picking up the pieces, he doesn't even comprehend that Lily is not going to come back to him ever. And that shows how little esteem he has towards Lily, but perhaps towards women, because as we know, Ryan is a very arrogant character and full of himself. So I guess he doesn't really hold a very high opinion on women, I guess, because he believes that she's weak and that she needs him to live. He pays for her apartment and he pays for this and he does that. Um, so he believes that she depends on him and that she needs him, that she's weak. Mm. But we can see that she's not. And I really look forward to what's going to happen in the next chapters and see um how things are going to unfold. Uh, but yeah, that and I like the fact that he didn't go into he didn't fall into the well, Colleen Hoover didn't fall into the trap of making the two guys fight over Lily because we had a little bit of that in the first film in the first book. Yeah, a little bit. But here we see that the characters have evolved, um, especially Atlas has evolved and has matured um, in his towards his relationship with Lily and his feelings towards her. So um, you really see that contrary to Ryle, who hasn't changed, hasn't evolved, hasn't grown up, um, hasn't grown up. Um, the other characters, such as Lily and Atlas, have evolved and have grown out from the first book. Uh, well, from a year uh, from in the whole year that has passed before they met again. So that's also uh, a nice way to well, yeah, a very um, very interesting evolution of the characters. Um, so yeah, especially coming from a male character, seeing Atlas so mature and so calm and and thoughtful and mindful of Lily and the consequences of his interaction with Ryle. Um, Such a clever man. Anyway, I'm not sure if that would be the reaction of in real life. I don't know, maybe. But it's very thoughtful. Perhaps, yeah, perhaps. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this live reading, and of course, share your thoughts on these chapters. Tell me what you think about Atlas's reaction and Raya's reaction. And yeah, tell me what you think about that scene between the two. And hopefully you'll be able to join me next time. I really do hope that you'll be happy to join the live reading. And in the meantime, I will see you for next session next Tuesday on the 15th of April at 6:30 p.m. Central European Time. If you want to know all the other dates or the other timings, then you just go to lidisbookclub.com. You follow the link in the description, and we will read. Yeah, I forgot to say that we will read chapter 28 and 29. So I hope that you'll be joining me live. And I wish you a beautiful end of the day. Bye bye. See you.